One place you cannot go is left with.
Ah, wind. Wind. Sit down. Sit, 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 sit. Oh, come down. Get down. Down. Drop for 3, play 4, play 5. Oh, I got one. No, 1, 2 in there, drop for 3, play 4, play 5. Well, I'm out of it, aren't I?
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Sunday morning show. I've got a bit of an update for you today because we're changing things up a little bit. Not forever, but just for like a month. Yes, I have a plan that my plan was to do it in June, but I got so busy in June that I ended up having to shift it to July, and I've really put my foot down and said, I'm doing this in July. Everybody else needs to back off a little bit and give me some space to be able to, well, go through this little process that I want to share with you today. Now, for the past, I would say 6 months, my life has been, well, pretty hectic, if I'm honest with you. Somebody said to me the other day, said, how's your year going? And have you been busy? And I said, do you know what? My plans were for this year was to try and just calm everything down a little bit, get a little bit of a, well, section everything out and get a little bit of a handle on exactly what I'm doing. And the nature of this business is it's so fast paced. And when I say this business, I mean the media world, the YouTube space. It's so fast paced that it's always changing and your plans change so quickly. So if you're making like a schedule for yourself, well, that can shift instantly. Within a few days, you could be off doing something completely different. An opportunity jumps up and you go, actually, do I go through that door and take that opportunity, or do I just hold back and continue on the journey that I'm going on? And to be honest with you, there's been so many great opportunities throughout this beginning of the year that you've just got to go for it. Now, as you can see, I'm in my office at home editing videos. Now, I've got about 10, well, probably 9 now after I've finished off this, but 9, let's say, course vlogs to edit. Now, people ask me all the time, how long does it take you to edit a course vlog, Dan? Well, the hard work starts once you finish that last part on the 18th hole of your course vlog, because what then happens is you've got around 20 to 30 hours of editing to piece all of that together. And the more people that you have in the video, the more shot chases you've got to build, the more shots you've got to put together, the more banter you've got to deal with. So actually that can go from around 20 hours of editing up to close to 30 hours of editing. So it can be a bit intense when it comes to actually putting these videos together. So I've got 9 of these to put together. And I'll be honest with you, this is why I'm taking a bit of a step back to be able to get on with these, get them up to date, and then keep putting them out over the say 9-10 weeks that we've got ahead of us. But the plan that I had for June was to spend a little bit more time on my own golf. And you will have seen from some of the vlogs that have just been put out, the one that really sparked it for me was can I beat my score from when I was 16 to where I am right now? And the reality of that is no, I can't. And I haven't been able to do it for a number of years because my focus has not been about golf. Even though people think that, when I'm out course vlogging all day, I'm focusing on my game, I'm hitting golf balls all the time. The reality of that is that that's not the case at all. And I just need to give my own game just a little bit more time. And when I say my own game, I mean everything. I want to spend the next month working hard at my game. I haven't done this since I was probably at university out in the States, where I was I had time to be able to go out and hit golf balls and practice all the areas of my game. But I feel that I've got the tools now with using apps like Hole 19 and to be able to sort of get a bit more of a handle on exactly the areas that I feel like I need to focus on. And also when I'm editing videos, I get to see my own swing, my own game from outside a body experience. Not everybody gets to see that throughout your whole round of golf, and I can relate to what I see of myself to then what I'm thinking at the same time out on the golf course. So what I'm going to be doing is a whole routine that I want to share with you, and this goes down to my fitness that I want to be doing, psychology side of things that I want to be doing. And when I talk about psychology, it doesn't necessarily mean just about the golf course. It's talking about my whole the way I think about not just my business, but also what I think about my own daily life and how I can maybe improve on that and bring the whole thing as a little bit more of a balance. Because like I said at the beginning, this whole business that I'm in just feels like this, well,
it's a haze, if I'm honest, because I just feel like it's so fast paced I cannot keep control of exactly what I'm doing. So with that in mind, over the next month I'm going to be putting together some daily little videos that showcase what I'm actually doing. Obviously in between that I'm going to be putting out the vlogs. I will try and do a Sunday morning show. I'll try and get Lester involved in that as well, because that'll give me a bit more time to be able to just do that in the studio, a quick edit, and then it's out. So these videos that you're going to see, they're not going to be as polished as what I've wanted to put together over the years. You've got to think that when I put out a video, I'm really critical of my own editing, or whoever's editing it for me. I'm really critical of exactly how I want that video to look and how it feels. Well, in these videos, that's going to be slightly different. Now, I've already been to the gym today, as you can see from the footage that I'm putting over, and this is Martin. Martin is a very good friend of mine. We went to school together from a very young age. He went off to London, he's a tennis coach himself, and built up a very, very good business. He's moved back down to Torquay, and I've convinced him to buy or take over this squash club in Torquay, which he's now in the middle of putting in 2 golf simulators into this squash club in Torquay, and I know he'll do an amazing job of it. However, I'm going to be using his gym. We're going to be doing some work together throughout this, and I'll get out onto the golf course with him at some point as well. But you're going to see me doing some practice. You're going to see me hitting lots of golf balls in different areas of my game. You're going to be seeing me here on the putting side of things. You're also going to see me going through some lessons as well, which I think is really important. However, next stop, as the sun is out, I'm going to be getting up to the practice ground where I've got to hit some balls and get a bit of a handle of exactly what I'm doing with my game. Something exceptionally tranquil about picking up your own golf balls. I much prefer to come to a practice ground like this one where you're hitting off grass with your own golf balls and just getting in your own little world. I think going to driving ranges where there's lots of people around you, as great as they are, and don't get me wrong, there's lots of people out there that don't have this amazing facility that we've got here at Churston, but there's just something about it, all freshly cut, looks absolutely stunning. Anyway, one of the areas that I really want to focus on when it comes to my game, and I think this is probably one of the easiest areas for me to really sort of dial in on, is my pitching, my 100 yards and down to 50 to 100 yards. I don't feel like I'm good enough, basically. I wouldn't say I've ever been fantastic at that area. I've always been a decent chipper of the golf ball, but I wouldn't say that my pitching of the ball has always been fantastic. I've been working a lot with hack motion to try and work on trying to focus on trying to get that kind of release at the bottom of the ball, which has really kind of, I gotta say, has really helped. More importantly, it's helped with strike. That's the key ingredient for me. If I can get my strike right, then that keeps my confidence going. If I start striking it poorly, then I lose a little bit of, I get a bit annoyed, and I want to try and avoid that as much as possible. However, if I can zone in on that short game area and really sort of get that right, I feel like I'm going to start to score a little bit better, because you're not always going to hit every fairway. You're going to have to hack out on occasions and leave yourself those sort of 50 to 100 yard shots in. If I can really dial those in and give myself a chance to get up and down more often, then I'm going to shoot lower scores. So that's an area that I'm going to kind of focus on. Just a little update actually, for those of you that watched my Sunday morning show a couple of weeks ago when I was at the amazing Royal Portrush Golf Club. It's gone. That video has been taken down. It's been taken down because the RNA weren't happy with me filming at Royal Portrush. I'm not going to lie, I'm really disappointed about it, because I thought I was going over there in a collaboration and to do some stuff and to showcase the facility to you ahead of the Open Championship. But things like showcasing the Claret Jug, things like showing the stands being put up is a no-no, apparently, from the RNA. Never knew that. However, you know that now, and I won't be doing it again, put it that way. But anyway, that video has been taken down, and but it was trending really nicely. It was really heading in the right direction. And for those of you that saw it, I hope you got a little bit of something from it and gives you a bit of a taste or a flavour as to what Raw Portrush has to offer. And I want to just take this opportunity to thank Michael as well, who was amazing on the day showing me around the golf course. Another really cool thing that I need to mention to you as well is I went to Woburn this week testing out the new Titleist irons, which were lovely, and look forward for them to come out and for you guys to see those at some point. I was doing my filming with Foremost, but last time I was there, Jordan and I bumped into Adam Scott and Ian Poulter, and we had a chat with Ian Poulter. This time, Justin Rose was there with Phil Kenyon, the putting coach. Had a lesson off Phil Kenyon many years ago with my putting. And but anyway, Justin Rose, obviously a fan favourite for so many of us British golfers. To watch him spend all day on his game was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Don't get me wrong, to go into the facility of Woburn, the Titleist Performance Centre there, and get that sort of vibe of on tour practicing is just amazing. It was amazing to watch him zone in on his game and spend all day hitting balls. He really did graft it out, and if that doesn't inspire you to hit balls and work on your own game, nothing will. It was fantastic. So anyway, that was my my little update from Woburn and my update from the Sunday morning show. Back to a little bit of practice, and then we'll finish it off back at home, where I've got a little putting drill that I'm hoping you guys are going to join me with on this journey. So the main drill that we're going to be really focusing on for this month challenge, should we say, is I want to try and hole 100 putts from around 3 feet every day before we finish the day. And this is a drill that so many players throughout the years have talked about, that they've focused on, and it's just a way in which their focus is trying to just, I don't know, once you get closer to that 100 putt mark, you really start to get the sense of almost a bit of pressure on you. And I think that also just the noise of the ball actually going into the hole, again, it just gives you that sense of confidence when you sort of work your way up through towards that 100. So I want you to join me. You don't need a putting green in your back garden. All you need is a little hole kind of cut out. You could cut out a little bit of paper that's this kind of size of the hole. You could pop it on your carpet, and you've got to think, probably I'm going to be travelling throughout this month as well. So I will be trying to do this even if I'm travelling somewhere. My objective is to take my putter with me, take me some golf balls, and make sure that I still hole my 100 putts before I go to bed. Nine, and one last one. See where the pressure gets on. The 100th putt. Don't miss, because you got to start again. Oh, crikey! That literally went in the side door, and that is the beauty of this game. It's 10 o'clock at night. I've done my 100 putts. I've done my workout. I've done my training on the range. It's time for bed. I hope you enjoyed that Sunday morning show. Hope you're going to join me on this journey together. There will be some vlogs kind of in between what we're doing on a daily basis. However, I've really enjoyed this. I'm looking forward to seeing where we kind of get to, and hopefully we can get into some events and start to see what scores I can put together. But all said and done, I want to make sure that I get close to that number that I shot when I was 16 years old, a 5 under par, 65, being 10 under my handicap at that particular time. Can we do it? Down in the comments. Like to hear. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again. Well, I'll see you again probably tomorrow.